Flash episode review. It's nice to finally be back after that long winter break. That felt like abnormally long for some reason. Maybe that was just me. But hey, again, welcome back to my Flash episode review. My thoughts on tonight's episode of Flash titled Potential Energy. And, I gotta say, this was a better mid-season premiere. Pretty uneventful for the most part. A lot of things to talk about, definitely. A lot of things that I actually enjoyed, some things I had some problems with. But overall, I thought it was a really solid episode for the most part. Now, to kick off my review, I gotta say, the Barry and Patty relationship finally coming into an end. Thank the Lord. I was seriously so... I was worried about their relationship. Sorry, my phone's blowing up right now. I never bought into Barry and Patty's chemistry whatsoever. I just feel like they really introduced Patty to take away screen time from Iris. I still believe that. People want to disagree. People just disagree with me. Whatever. I really disagree with them. And it's just I just felt like the Patty character was forced onto the fans. And they're trying to force this new love interest, which ultimately they just like look how it ended. It's just so uneventfully ended. It's just like whatever. But I'm glad that finally ended. And the episode itself, the villain was kind of meh for me. And maybe seriously with the nickname or with the name of the turtle, I can't take it seriously. Like at first I didn't mind. It's like okay, whatever. But then like when at the beginning of the episode when we find out that like Cisco's been like looking for this guy for months, and he already gave him the nickname of the turtle, and that was kind of weird. Considering it's like, well, why didn't you tell the team about this before? I mean, everyone else knew but Barry, I guess. And they kind of brought that up, but still, it's like, why not talk about a metahuman that can slow down things? I don't know why that wasn't brought up previously. But besides that, and even in the end, when they were talking about the turtle, I couldn't take that all seriously at all. When one of my favorite scenes in this whole show was when Cisco and Wells were in the van, and Wells was talking about when Zoom killed the 14 police officers, left the one alive to tell the story, and then killed the other officer, the only surviving one. Goes to show this Zoom character, the new Reverse Flash, basically, they ain't screwing around with him. He's the real deal, and even then, like in that really cheesy and really poorly handled dream sequence from the beginning of the episode when they show Zoom. Even then, like, Zoom is still terrifying. I mean, yes, the dialogue was, like, eh. But I feel like Zoom as a character is still terrifying, and the fact that we still don't know who it is. And that was something that I think I had a problem with in the mid-season finale, because, first season, mid-season finale, we find out that Wells is the Reverse Flash, or who we thought was Wells, was the Reverse Flash. Mid-season finale, it's like, oh, we find out that the new Wells is going to, like, basically work for Reverse Flash. Yay, I guess. But, I mean, like, I still feel like Zoom's a still menacing villain, and I want to see how they handle him in future episodes. And that when we find out about all those murders he did, it's just kind of jaw-dropping. It's like, wow, like, that's really, really dark for a show that's pretty lighthearted for the most part. What else did I like? Oh, and, of course, Reverse Flash in the end. Like, I knew from a mile away that was coming. I mean, no pun intended, I guess. But seeing the actor who plays the actual Eobard Thawne back, and it seems like that whole sequence of like him coming back, obviously very reminiscent of when he first came back in the past in episode 17. I think that was last year. It was episode 17 with Trickster and all that. And we find out more about him, how he became Harrison Wells and all that stuff. I feel like this is going to be a different timeline version of Eobard Thawne. I'm really curious to see that, but I don't want to get too much into it because that's going to be the whole episode dedicated to him. But obviously seeing him brings up so many questions about how, why, and when, how he came about, even though we thought, that version of Eobard Thawne was erased from existence. That definitely brings up a lot of questions. What else? Oh, and then another problem I had, I'm kind of going all over the place. Normally I kind of organize my positives and my negatives. But tonight I'm just like, oh, whatever, I'll just talk. Something I didn't like really at all was when Patty was kidnapped by the turtle, and that whole scene where she's like in her apartment, and she's like, thinking she's talking to Barry. It's like, oh my, look, behind the door, it's gonna be Turtle, isn't it? Opens the door. Oh, it's Turtle. Big shocker. Like, come on. Like, I've seen that so many times. Come up with a new device. Like, come on. Like, that's so predictable. I'm starting to see so many things that bother me in these shows that they all, like, have in common. Like, little things, little gripes I have. Because it's, like, the shows are repeating themselves, and, like, it's just, I'm tired of it. I'm really tired of it. I feel like I'm being really negative tonight. I'm sorry if that is the case. But, I'm being really nitpicky here. I'm sorry. It's funny because like I'm watching this episode really late because I had to work and all that. I have my own personal life. And I watched this stuff after I saw the Suicide Squad trailer and the Wonder Woman footage and all that stuff already. So you think I'd be pretty hyped, but that energy, it's late in the night. My energy's kind of gone away. So if I'm not too excited about the show, I apologize. But I'm rambling. I'm sorry. To get back in the episode, I like seeing Jay back consistently now. I'm happy to see that because he had that weird string of episodes where he was gone, MIA. It's weird. Now we find out that he's sick and he has some sort of disease, and the only way they can cure it is for him to get the speed back. It's like, okay, are they gonna get his speed back or not? Because they keep teasing, oh, I don't have my speed. Oh, I don't have my speed. It's like, well, how? Like, I want to know how we can get his speed back. Like, I'm curious because you bring in the character of Jay Garrick, who's like the original Flash, and he doesn't have his powers. Like, I don't understand why you bring in that character if you're not going to utilize him as the Flash. I mean, yes, of course, this show is about Barry Allen. Excuse me. But I want to see Jay Garrick being Jay Garrick as the Flash. Sorry. So that was just a little bothersome. But, I mean, yes, I like seeing Jay. I just want him to be utilized better. Sorry, I have the hiccups. I apologize. That one was kind of gross. And just like the scene between Iris and Barry in this episode, and seeing her dynamic with Joe, like I love seeing Iris on screen. Like she was a character who at first I had my mixed feelings about, and now she's really become one of my favorite characters in the show. And I even made a whole video where I ranted about how the fans treat her and how the writers treat her because they care about the character so much now. And now they're introducing Wally West and his storyline that's gonna go on moving forward. I feel like the whole handling of the fact that like he's like a straight racer and he's a like kind of criminal, I guess, very like a little too reminiscent of the Roy Harper character in Arrow. And I kind of wish they wouldn't do it like that. It's like you can have a character who's a sidekick and not have this like dark and criminal past. Like, come on, like be a little more original than that. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank there. Let's see, what else? The Iris and Barry scene. And seeing Patty in the end of the episode really stand up for herself. Patty, like, in this episode, I think I liked her the most. Because it was an episode where she kind of, like, didn't deal with Barry's shit as much as, like, she normally would. And plus, their relationship was kind of doomed from the start anyway. For obvious reasons it was. But I'm saying, besides that, it was just nice seeing Patty just, like, not believing Barry's bullshit. I just feel like that whole relationship was it was not a good thing from the start to finish. Just, yeah, I don't want to get back into that though because I feel like I'm repeating myself. But overall, it's really, really solid episode despite all my issues with it. A weird villain to say the least. I really want to see more of the West family dynamic now that Wally's here. I'm really excited for that. I hope Wally gets his speed soon, and of course the Reverse Flash stuff coming up next week. And even like this episode, I liked Caitlyn being there a little more because I feel like they've really drawn back on Caitlyn this season. I'm really excited for all the new Earth 2 stuff. I'm really excited for the rest of the season moving forward. Just this episode, it was a solid episode, just not the strongest mid-season premiere. Considering we came back from such a long break, it's been almost a month and a half now. Yikes. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. So if you guys like what you see here, go ahead and hit subscribe below. I do review Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, and I will review Legend of Tomorrow, which premieres on Thursday. So I'll be reviewing 4 superhero shows. That's a lot. So I'll be reviewing shows Monday through Thursday. And I have other reviews and stuff. I actually reviewed the Suicide Squad trailer if you guys want to watch that. So yeah, that's going to be it from me, guys. So until next time, have a good one.